kill the snake in the marriage. Not kill the marriage, but kill the snake in the marriage. If we take ourselves back to what happened at the Garden of Eden with our foreparents, Adam and Eve, you realize that there was a snake in the garden that should have been killed and not listened to. But Eve listened to the snake and lost the garden. That is what happens when you listen to snakes in marriages instead of killing the snakes in that marriage. Whenever you listen to a snake, you are more likely to be deceived by the snake. Eve listened to the snake and was deceived by the snake. Now, the snake in our marriages presents itself in so many ways. The rumors you want to listen to, those are the snake in your marriages. Do not listen, do not pay attention to the rumors. The wisdom you search in marriages, those are the snakes. Sometimes you go looking for things you're not supposed to search for. Certain wisdom you are not supposed to search for in your marriages. You want to search for the things in your husband's phones. And when you see the things in his phone, you get very agitated, you fall to the pranks of the snakes, and then you leave your marriage, just like Eve left the Garden of Eden. Do not pay attention to the snakes in your marriage. Kill the snake in your marriage, not kill the marriage. Kill the snake in your marriage, not kill your spouse. Do not watch the snake speak to your spouse in marriage. Listen, the Bible in Genesis 3, it tells us that in verse 6 of Genesis, it says that the snake was speaking to Eve. And guess what? Adam was there the whole time the snake spoke to Eve. Oftentimes you are there while the snake speaks to your spouse, and you do nothing about it. The Bible in verse 6 said, when Eve ate the fruit, she gave it to her husband who was with her. Not the husband she had to look for, but the husband that was with her right there. And then I began to ask, why would Adam sit back and watch the snake ruin his marriage? Why would Adam sit back and watch the snake speak to Eve? Remember that when God spoke to Adam about not eating the fruit at the middle, Eve was not created at that time. No, Eve was not created. The command was given to Adam and not even Eve. Adam was the one who shared the command of God with Eve. She was not there when God spoke to Adam about it because she was not created when God spoke to Adam about it. So Adam knew more about this command and yet sat back and waited. So Eve go through the whole deceit and got deceived. What was Adam thinking? Was he already tired of Eve? Because there's sometimes we sit back and watch our wives or our husbands go through the battles in their life and we don't do nothing about it. There are sometimes we know that whatever our spouses are doing is going to head or lead to their destruction, and we sit back. Adam sat back the whole time, was there and was watching at Eve, listening to the snake. What was Adam thinking? What was Adam thinking the whole time while Eve ate the fruit? Was he thinking, well, I did eat the fruit, if she get deceived by the devil and God comes down, I'm going to be exempted. Sometimes you want to exempt yourself from the battles your spouse fights. No, there is no way you are going to be exempted because the Bible said that two has become one. Eve was Adam's flesh and bone. Whatever she goes through, he goes through the same thing. So was he saying, well, if God comes, I'm going to tell God that, well, I wasn't the one who spoke with the devil. It was Eve who spoke to the devil. And I was going to be exempted from this whole thing. And Eve was going to kick out probably so I can get a new woman. Sometimes you want to think, was he tired of Eve? Because sometimes, so many people are tired of their wives. And so many people are tired of their husbands. And they are waiting for that one mistake. They're just waiting for them to make that one mistake so they can kick them out of their lives like a plague. You're waiting for your wife to make the mistake so you can kick her out of your life. You're waiting for your husband to make the mistake so you can kick them out of your life. Guess what? I'm sorry to tell you, you are never going to be exempted from your spouse's mistake. But the earlier you realize that, the faster you begin to stand by them and fight the battles. The earlier you begin to stand by them and tell the devil, look, you have no stay or no sting in my family. Get your mouths, get yourself off my wife's head. Get yourself off my husband's head. Because what was it thinking? Was it thinking when God comes, I was just going to tell God that, well, I wasn't a part of it? Listen to what he did. When God came down and said, where are you, Adam? And when he asked Adam, the first question was, what have you done? How did Adam respond? Adam said, the woman you gave to me gave me the fruits to eat. Guess what? Adam was trying to avoid every responsibility of that action. That is what most men and women do. Whatever happens in your marriages, you don't want to bear responsibility. You shift it to the wife, you shift it to the woman. He was thinking that God was going to what? Probably punish Eve for listening to the serpent because he didn't listen to the serpent. And he was actually thinking that by the time he says, God, it is the woman you gave to me, God was going to take responsibility of that action and probably spare him so he could sit back at the Garden of Eden and enjoy the whole fruit while Eve was kicked out. But no, her action became his action. He was cursed even the more. So when you think or when you wait for your wife to listen to the rumors, or you wait for her to make the mistake, or the man, you wait for the woman, you wait for your husband to make the mistake so you can kick them out of your life and get divorced, guess what? I want to bust your bubbles. You get affected by the same divorce. You get ruined by the same divorce. You get unhealed from the same divorce. So it's high time you get up and help your spouse kill the snake. Kill the snake and not the spouse. Kill the snake in your marriage and not the spouse. Stop listening to voices. Those snakes may be as a result of bloodline curses. There are so many women and men who are suffering from bloodline issues, bloodline curses. There's so many women that are from broken homes. Their father got divorced, their mother got divorced, their foreparents got divorced, their cousins, their aunties are divorced. There's a bloodline curse they are fighting. That is a snake. Help them kill it. When a woman like that walks up to you and says, I want a divorce, understand that she's suffering from a bloodline curse. There is a snake behind the whole thing. Get rid of the snake and not the woman. Fight for your marriage. Kill the snake in your marriage. There are so many women who have, issues in their foundations, just like men have issues in their foundations. Deal with the issues. Some of the issue might be the issue of lust. Deal with the issue of lust in the life of your husband. Deal with the issue of lust in the life of your wife. Don't kick them out the way Eve and Adam was kicked out of the Garden of Eden. Do not kick them out of your life so soon. Fight for it. Your husband is suffering from addiction. Fight for your husband. It is not your husband, it is a snake. Your husband is going after every woman on skirt. Fight for him. It is the snake that should be your target and not your husband. Kick the snake out of his life. Hallelujah.